Shine a spotlight on the alleged racist attack which occurred at a resort in the Free State on Christmas Day. A case of common assault, as we heard, has been opened against the two white male adults who allegedly attacked two teenage boys aged 18 and 14. And this occurred at the Musselsput Resort outside in Bloemfontein. One of the boys' father, Brian Nakeng, says that the white men refused to let the boys swim in a pool at the resort. Nakeng also says that they explained to the adult white men attacking their boys that they were also residents there at the very same holiday facility. Now, he says that others started shouting at them and telling them that they don't belong there. So since then, a video of the incident which occurred was shared by Dumi Frost on social media platform Twitter, which has now since gone viral. This comes as the country marked this peak festive holiday season. The video details the scuffle as well as the white men, physically assaulting the teenage brothers, grabbing them by the neck, punching and even pulling their hair. So for more on this, we are joined by Mr. Makalo Mohale. He's the Free State MEC for the Department of Economic, Small Business Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs. A very good evening to you, Mr. Mohale. Thank you for joining us here on the SABC.
Thanks very much. Greetings to you and your viewers.
Perhaps you could just talk to us about the latest regarding the case that has been opened and developments since, the incident occurred yesterday.
Yeah, thanks very much. Since the incident yesterday, we immediately last night made attempts to engage the management of the facility. Unfortunately, those attempts could not bear any fruit, as the management could not come back to us. And first thing in the morning today, I went there personally to engage with them, and as the Premier has directed. Two things came out of our engagement with management. First of all, we were not happy upon arrival that the perpetrators are still within the facility. And that goes against the commitment of the facility management when they say they condemn the acts of racism. So we then said to demonstrate that commitment, I immediately ordered them to evict all of those perpetrators. And I can confirm that I have stayed at the facility till that time that the last one has left the premises. Because our understanding is that there are no places, or there is no space for racism in any of the facilities, whether public or privately owned in the province. So as a result, I had to ensure that they are evicted with immediate effect. Their bookings were cancelled. They left with their families. But secondly, we have requested the management to clarify the members of the public and distinguish themselves from the allegation made by one of the perpetrators that the facility was for whites only, especially the pool. We have now learned that the facility management have issued that clarity in form of a statement. Thirdly, I have engaged the police commissioner and other authorities within the province of the police about the very issue that one of the victims, the father of the victims, have indicated that it's quite shocking that a clear incident where there was a clear intention to drown the victim, that the police still view that as trivial matter to an extent that they can just open a common assault a case in that regard. I've raised my dissatisfaction, and I have requested that they review or they relook into the matter, because clearly, if that matter will be treated as common assault, it will be a clear miscarriage of justice, when we don't believe that the victims would have been done good. Because even in the video, one could hear one of the perpetrators indicating that what he really wants to achieve with that act. But we, as a provincial government, we really condemn with the strongest possible terms that incident, which could be classified as racism. Because when one took into account all matters and consider all that which it has been said, it is a clear case that of racism. There's nothing that could make one to think otherwise about it. We condemn that and wants to appeal to all the tourists that this is not how the Free State is. It is just but one isolated incident, which unfortunately will affect our tourism activities negatively as a province. I still want to assure all the potential tourists that Free State remains the place of choice, notwithstanding this unexpected, regrettable incident by those that still do not want to accept democracy 3 decades later. We strongly condemn.
Makalo, let me just also break down and hone in a little bit on what you said. Given the latest, as we monitor the developments, you spoke about the eviction of the perpetrators, and I just wonder, you know, was there an apology issued by the alleged perpetrators? Did they show any remorse? Perhaps you could also speak to how the family is doing and coping in the wake of this incident as well.
Firstly, the perpetrators did not show any remorse. When I arrived at the facility, they were still continuing with their activities, sitting there, enjoying their leisure and whatever they were drinking there, as if nothing has happened. And from their attitude, you could see a bad attitude which does not show any remorse. Because even when I directed that they should be removed from the facility, they tried to demonstrate arrogance by just taking in a very, in a manner which does not show the sense of agency and respect. So clearly, those perpetrators, you can see that they are not showing any remorse, and it would appear that they were doing that deliberately. So it is not a coincidence that there was a racist incident. We can see it's something that is within them, because there is no remorse that was shown. In fact, yesterday, one of them were briefed that pretenders to leave the facility and later on came back to the facility. That is why today I said I will wait up until they have all left, and I have ensured that all the facilities they were using are now properly locked, that they cannot be able to come back. But on the issue of the victims, we have engaged at length with the parents to demonstrate the support and the commitment of provincial governments that it will ensure that they get justice. So we have been with them till now, about 10 minutes ago when I left the facility. We are also going to assist them to go and lay a charge at the Human Rights Commission this week or next week when they come back to the office. But we are also going to ensure that this matter, the case that they have opened, it is not just going to be dealt with like all of those where you don't know where they have disappeared with, particularly with the recent conduct of those that are handling. So we said we will really render all the necessary support to the family during these difficult times.
All right, Makalo, thank you very much for your time here on the SABC. We'll leave that conversation there as it is a developing story. Makalo Mohale is the Free State MEC for the Department of Economic, Small Business Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs, just giving us an update on the back of the alleged racist attack which occurred at a resort in the Free State on Christmas Day. Charge of common assault has since been laid against the perpetrators.